Hello, I'm Genesis and welcome back to the By Girls For Girls website. Today's video will be my collection tour. And the reason why I'm calling it a collection tour is because I love to collect things. And since this is introduction week, one of the things that I always say is that if you want to get to know me really, if you want to get to know my brain, then you have to look at my room, because my room, I feel like I have really expressed who I am into my room. So I'm going to share it with you guys. The reason why I've named this video the collection tour is because I love collecting things, and I love collecting things because I think that everything I collect has a story to it, whether it be my books or other things that you'll see in this video. They all have stories behind them. So this has been my favorite room that I've ever decorated, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that you see if you're going into my room is this sign on my doorknob. I got it in a book. It's a series of unfortunate events. Keep it on my door because I like it. It's the first thing that you see that is of me when you're about to go into my room. So once you walk into my room, you'll see my dresser right along the wall. On my dresser, I have a bunch of decorations. Not really anything that I use a ton of the time, just decorations that I like and that fit for my room. The next thing I'm showing you is my wall of shelves. These shelves I've actually made by myself. I cut them and I stained them and I hung them up, and that was really the first bit of woodworking that I did, even though it didn't take any effort really, but that really made me get into woodworking and made me want to start making stuff. But on those shelves I've got several things featuring several things. One of my first collections that you'll see is my collection of cameras. So I only have 3 cameras. Well, I have more, but these are really the ones that I feature as my collection. I have gotten these from places like a flea markets or just stores like the the Polaroid is something that I got for Christmas, but definitely over the next coming years I will accumulate more, but this is just the start of this collection. And the shelf above that is kind of miscellaneous and vintage looking or vintage things. Like I have this Crosley that is designed as a vintage radio, and then I have my old iPod that I found. I decided to put it there because it's not new. I've got a record and a globe and a glass sculpture of the Tower of Pisa from when I went there. Under those bookshelves I've got my collection of instruments. I can't call it a collection, but it's 2, at least the 2 that I have there. One of them is my guitar, and I named my guitar Luna just because, it's the Luna brand. I bought it because it is so gorgeous, and, I am learning guitar, so I have that there for when I'm practicing and stuff because I love the sound of a guitar. And then I have my ukulele, which is right next to it. Yeah, I just love my 2 instruments that I keep in my room. So the next clip shows my record collection. I've been collecting records for the last couple of years now, and I love my records. The first one that you see, at least the top one that you can see, is Queen, because it's currently on my record at that moment in time. And I love Queen. Queen is my favorite band ever. I've loved Queen for years, and I just love Freddie Mercury and the band and their music. I feel like they have so many great hits. It's insane how many songs came out of that one band. I love my records so much. Above the place where I keep my records, I keep my newly started collection of DVDs and Blu-ray. So I love movies. It's one of my top favorite things. I've got 3 groups for my favorite things. I love books, music, and movies. Those are my top 3 things. I love doing them any time of the day, and I have just started collecting Blu-ray since last month, so I've accumulated a ton since I started, but definitely I am going to let it grow and grow. And I just added the TV to my room, so now I can watch movies in my room, in the comfort of my room. Some of the movies that I featured was Megamind. I just watched that one recently because I had the DVD, and I loved it. Probably my favorite DreamWorks movie. And then I have Avengers Endgame. Those are just some of the 2 that I featured in this clip for today, but all of the movies here are movies that, you know, I've either have seen and I love rewatching, like Ferris Bueller. Ferris Bueller is my favorite movie to rewatch. I rewatch it all the time. And then I also have other things. So I just love my collection. It's one of my newest started collections, but I still love it nonetheless. Over those shelves I have my record player, Spinning Queen. So I was jamming while I was filming this. Over my TV, I also have kind of the collection of places I've been. I have my map. Whenever I go to a new place, I like to put a pin in that place that I went to. So every summer, I'm putting more things onto there. I love traveling. Traveling is one of my favorite things to do. I'm so sad I can't do it all the time. And then over on that wall with the map, I have my collection of quotes. Really, I have the letterboard that I always change out from book quotes to movie quotes. I love gallery walls, and this is kind of my more sophisticated gallery wall. Moving along to my desk area, my desk just has things that I use for my desk, but over my desk is my real collection that I'm going to explain to you. So the collection that I have over my desk is my collection of memories, all the things that I love that can be pinned onto a wall. I have recreated art that I, used in watercolor, just some pretty art that I added, that I recreated and stuff. Then I have this thing that came in a book, just some constellations. I love the sky, but I love the stars. I didn't show my telescope in this because it wasn't in my room at the time, but I also have a telescope. And then I have my Audrey Hepburn poster. So this is a poster that is not featured, but it's for the Breakfast at Tiffany's. Audrey Hepburn, I think, is such a classy and elegant woman, and I feel like she is one of the really good people throughout Hollywood, and I just love Audrey Hepburn. It's the glasses that I had for the last solar eclipse that happened in Florida, or all over the world, I think. But yeah, I kept those because I thought that would be kind of a cool thing to remember, and I love the sky, so I kept those and hung them up there. The next thing I'm showing you is a little poster that I got of one of Vincent van Gogh's drawings, and then I've got some posters on my wall of some movies, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ferris Bueller is one of my favorite coming-of-age films. And then I've got this picture that I painted abstractly of a pear, and then over that I've got, right next to it, I've got a Friend poster that I got in New York. I have my Superman poster. Superman is my favorite superhero of all time. I love superheroes, but Superman will always be my favorite. So I have the Superman, the movie poster, the first Superman, because that one is the best. And if you can see in the clouds, it's his dad in that one scene. So I love Superman. You'll believe a man can fly. My favorite photograph of all time, not a photograph that I've taken, but my favorite digital photograph that I've ever seen before. My favorite one, and that is The War's End Kiss, or so it is called. I got that one in New York off of a stand on the side of the street, and it's my favorite photo of all time. So I'm pretty sure that's it. Memory wall. Next, it's moving on to my bookshelves. My bookshelves is my favorite place in my room. It's just where I keep all my stories, all the stories that I love, all the stories that I hate. It's all the characters I love, all the characters I hate. I love reading, and this is my collection of books that I started 3 years ago. Books have gotten me through so many things. Yeah, I owe a lot to books, and I'm very glad that I started reading books. I don't know where I would be if I didn't start reading, because they've really changed a lot of things in my life. Another collection to the side of that is my comic book collection, are some of my best comics. I'm still looking for a way to display them better, but for now they're just like that. I have one of the books of the death of Superman, and I think they're collectibles. So, and then another collection that I have on my bookshelf is one of my most prized collections, but this is my collection of mugs. And you're like, collection of mugs, why would you want to collect mugs? Well, these mugs are special because they are mugs that I've collected from different countries I've been to. Not all of the countries are here. I kind of started my mug collection kind of late, but it's getting bigger and bigger, and I love my mug. So the next thing is my bed. I just showed it to you, and that is all for my collections. This was the last video in the introduction week, so you've learned a ton about me. We're basically best friends now, because my room, I describe it as myself. So thank you so much for watching and listening to me talk about all my favorite things. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. Bye.